Soul Twin Audios. Stories created solely with the vintage soul in mind. OTRTSTA, what story can I connect you with today? I don't really need a story. I just wanted information. Very well. Tune your radio dial to anchor.fm/Soul Twin Audios. That's SOLE. Soul Twin Talk, a backstage pass into productions at Soul Twin Audios through guest interviews, commentaries, promos, and featuring your teasers and trailers. It's been another exciting, busy week here at Soul Twin Audios. This past Monday, I released the first episode of Dark Paradise. I was very pleased with the turnout. For those of you who stopped and listened to the episode or left me a comment, thank you so much. I plan on releasing the second episode coming this October 3rd. I'm in the process of writing the audio drama crossover that will be in addition to the discussion part of Dark Paradise. I realize this will probably double the length of each episode, but I don't think that'll be a problem or make it less enjoyable. A Tale of Tyranny is nearly finished on my end, and soon it'll be ready to send off to Ross Bernhardt. By next Sunday, I hope to have a trailer for you to listen to. And exclusively on YouTube, I've started to release dramatic monologues every Tuesday that I'm calling Tuesday Tears. Now, initially, this was just going to be me performing the monologues, but I was thinking, if you're a voice artist and you have a dramatic monologue that you've been itching to try, or you just want to participate, then go ahead and send your monologue my way, and I can release it under that series. And you can send it to me with or without music, any length. Just make sure you give me all the information for the proper credits so that I can list that in the show notes.
In a world plagued by darkness and unexplainable phenomena that make humanity fear the unknown, a band of heroes will rise up to stop—
Sorry to interrupt you there, dramatic announcer guy, but I think you might be advertising the wrong story here.
I beg your pardon?
Now, don't get me wrong, the whole brooding intensity thing is super cool. I just don't think it's really true to our brand, you know?
Look, I don't know how you got in here, but all I was told was that I was promoting a podcast about a supernatural investigation agency dedicated to eliminating the eldritch horrors that aim to destroy this world and all life as we know it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we've really hit world-destroying levels of scary yet. We're really more local right now, but man, does our town have a lot of problems. I mean, we've got ghosts, witches, like at least 5 different kinds of giant monster.
Well, there, then. See? Maybe the threat isn't as wide-reaching as I let on, but it still requires a team of highly skilled and powerful agents, from a tough, capable leader with a dark and mysterious past, to ruthless, otherworldly creatures with a taste for blood and—
Whoa there, buddy! Now I know you've got your facts wrong. I mean, first of all, you clearly haven't met the people in charge of this operation if you think any of them are capable.
I don't quite—
And as for the ruthless, otherworldly creatures bit, our in-house vampire is the sweetest lady I know, so shut up!
But can I at least get to the part about the abominable fiend from hell?
Psh, if you think he's abominable now, you should see him first thing in the morning. I'm telling you, the other day, I think he came this close to saying an actual swear word.
How is that
I don't know why you're splitting hairs here, since you'd be crazy to call any of us qualified or, come to think of it, functional people.
Hey, just who do you think you are?
Somebody who's better at doing your job, for starters.
That's it. I'm out of here. Do your own promotional material for all I care.
I thought he'd never leave. So to recap here, if you want to hear a story about spooky but only kind of threatening myths and monsters and the totally incompetent people who deal with them, check out Heinous Investigations. Did we get that? I think we got it. That's a wrap!
I have have Joe Stofko in the studio with me today.
Hi, Rachel, and hello, everybody.
Joe is no stranger to working with Soul Twin Audios. You've most likely heard him in short order as Mr. Bailey, and you'll get to hear him in another role in my upcoming production of A Tale of Tyranny.
And my only living relative is him. Think about it, nephew. Together we could rule over the night.
You're forgetting that I would have to die first.
A mere technicality. This city is going to hell in a handbasket. It's getting so an honest citizen can't go away for a few days R&R. That was some fancy shooting. That's too bad. It leaves Cahill without a sheriff. You're also an attorney. But you're not Rhoda's attorney, right?
Come on, Billy. Open the box. Let's see what's inside.
Actually, I've got something you might want back. Yeah, we both have our place in the grand scheme of things, don't we? Boss's orders, Slim. And I agree with him. You sneaking coyote. Don't! What is your business here? Oh, never mind. Another prince, I dare say, come to try his luck. You're serious?
About what?
About time travel.
Why are we whispering?
Because if I whisper, it doesn't sound quite so crazy. Well, let's see. We'll pass through the Diablo Shoals a little after midnight. Depth there is only 15 fathoms. Why, here's a little something for your troubles. Well, 1 second. Let me dig it out here. Here we are. $5. Go get yourself a cup of coffee. You deserve it, young fella.
You've been in several productions here at Soul Twin Audios, playing Mr. Bailey and another role in A Tale of Tyranny. Which role was your favorite to play?
I don't know. I think every role that I do is my favorite role. How silly, huh? I like just about everything that I do. Some things more than others. In terms of the two that you mentioned, Short Order and Tales of Tyranny, I think I enjoyed playing Mr. Bailey, and that was my favorite of those two. And there have been many others along the way. But anyway, that's probably my favorite. I think my favorite of those two. I think my favorite character that I've been involved in a series is playing the old geezer Uncle Henry in Tales from Uncle Henry's Farms, written by T.W. Grimm and presented on Creepy.
Can you tell us about some of your latest projects?
Well, I just sent in lines for a Darker Projects production and sent those lines to M.J. Cogburn, and I expect... I'm not really sure when that's going to drop, but I would guess probably sometime before the end of the year. Well, you know how these things go. Lots of productions they're kind of long-term in terms of how once you get a script and you start putting together the character lines and you send them in, it can be a relatively short period of time before the production is up and running. And in other cases, it can be quite long, a very lengthy process. It's almost like, shooting a movie, where it takes a considerable amount of time to mix the character voices, add the sound effects and music, and by the time you get all done with the finished product, could be 6 months or longer.
Do you have a dream role?
No, not really. I've done everything. I've done just about every kind of genre that you can think of. I've done comedies, and I've done westerns, sci-fi, and horror, and they've all been terrific. As far as having a dream role, I don't know. I've not done any musicals, but then again, in what we do, there are relatively few musicals that are presented. I've never been asked to audition for a role in one or offered a role in a musical, although I've done musicals on stage, which is crazy because years and years ago I said, when somebody asked me about musicals, I said, no, I'm not going to ever do any musicals. I'm like Katharine Hepburn, who was asked once how she felt about musicals, and she replied, "The only people I know who break into song every few minutes have been committed." But anyway, aside from that, I've been in Guys and Dolls twice. I've been in Oklahoma. I've been in South Pacific. Probably my favorite musical that I've ever done, because I played a role that was a significant role, and yet required no songs to be sung at all. I was very happy with that.
Do you have a favorite story within the public domain you'd like to hear Soul Twin Audios produce?
You know, I think you know what a terrific fan I am of old time radio, and there's so much in the way of old time radio scripts that are in the public domain. Two of my favorites in OTR radio are Box 13, which starred Alan Ladd, and Bob Bailey in Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. Now, I did a Johnny Dollar show about a year or so ago, which was a lot of fun. So those scripts are available. And in the comedy realm, I just loved the Bickersons. Just terrific stuff with Don Amici as John Bickerson and Frances Langford as his wife. And I'd love to hear the Bickersons done again. But the problem is, it's just going to be impossible to do anything like that. That with Don Amici and Frances Langford were just absolutely phenomenal. The way they played off of each other, their comedic timing, it was just terrific. And to get anybody to sound like either one of them is probably a big chore, perhaps too much to ask of anyone. But those were my favorites in terms of old time radio. There's a lot of other stuff, tons of other stuff in the old time radio realm. And also every year on January 1st, a whole bunch of new items get swept into the public domain. And the things that come to mind, and I look at them, mostly the books, the novels, and that's the first of every new year when that list is released. The one that I was sort of most interested in was by Agatha Christie, called The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Looked kind of interesting. I think also I think the third time that she utilized the character of Hercule Poirot. It intrigued me a bit. I did read some of it. I did not read the entire book, but I thought it might be interesting. It would be fun to do an adaptation of a novel for a radio play. But that's a lot of work. Requires a lot of time, and adaptations don't always fly right, if you know what I mean. You get to a point where you look at it and say, no, this just isn't going to work. But it's a character-driven piece, and it looks like it might be fun. I think the problem with it is, even though I didn't read it to its conclusion, I figured out the plot line and who was the guilty party before I got very far into the book. So maybe that wouldn't be such a great idea. But adaptations, again, might be fun. And there's tons of stuff for adaptation that's in the public domain. So there you go. There's my take on public domain items. I think the easiest to do, obviously, are these OTR things that have already been produced. Requires no rewriting of any kind, and just grabbing the script, casting, and away we go, like you did with my character of Mr. Bailey. And don't forget the ketchup, whatever you do.
Joe, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Well, thanks for asking the questions, Rachel. I enjoyed our little get-together here and the interview. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hello and welcome to the table, everyone. I'm Jonathan, Game Master of Halfwits and Failed Crits, an actual play podcast where the real big bad evil guys are my players' absolutely cursed dice. Join us as we build rich, living worlds to stumble through, meet weird foes and even stranger allies, and display reckless disregard for anything that gets in the way of a great story. Currently, you can catch up with our Destiny-confused space kids in our sci-fi epic Children of the Spine by searching for Halfwits and Failed Crits on your favorite podcast app or halfwitpodcast.com.
Well, I jacked a few cars in my day, held up the gas and go. Oh, and I put a guy in a coma. And no good Sammy the Snitch. Yeah, you know, petty shit.
Let's go over this again. The atmosphere is habitable.
Yes.
Our forces outnumber theirs.
That is correct.
The resources alone could sustain us for another millennia.
Uh-huh.
Then why aren't we seizing the planet, sir?
It's the frogs, okay? They really wig me out.
Hey, somebody, come help me put this out.
Witches! Find the witches!
I'm not fireproof!
Stop! He's gone now! I'm the one who's here! Hey, look at me! I'm the one who's gonna save you!
The team is dependent on me to disable the death beam. No big deal. Just have to cut one little wire. Oh no.
I just finished listening to episode 1 of Queeper. I hope I said that right. Over on Glinda Blasts Your Ear Off. Now, this is a series written by Josh Bush, and it's only hosted by Glinda Blasts Your Ear Off. So I'm guessing you can hear it exclusively on YouTube. Queeper is, sorry again if I'm mispronouncing that, it's a sci-fi adventure comedy series, and it stars Glinda Villamere and Julie Hoverson. Now, many of you know that Julie and I have worked together on several productions, The Lottery, and you'll get to hear her in the production of Sorry, Wrong Number, which I hope to have that produced before the year is out. It's a fantastic episode from Suspense, and Julie, of course, is excellent in it. But yeah, Josh's comedy it's a very well-written story. I really liked the addition of the funny advertisements within the episode. So yeah, you should really check it out, and you can hear it again over on Glinda Blasts Your Ear Off. That concludes this episode of Soul Twin Talk. I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Be safe, be happy, and always remember,
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
You've been listening to episode 12 of Soul Twin Talk. I'm your host, Rachel Polium, and I'd like to thank my guest, Joe Stofko, for being with us here today, along with those who provided a promo, Jessica Castro for Heinous Investigations, and Jonathan Swenson for his demo and his trailer, Halfwit Failed Crits, Children of the Spine. Check out Josh Bush's new adventure sci-fi comedy, hosted on Glinda Blasts Your Ear Off. The music for Soul Twin Talk and Soul Twin Audios was composed and performed by Ross Bernhardt, with incidental music by Storyblocks. Soul Twin Talk is a Soul Twin Audios production, copyrighted by creator Rachel Polium in 2022.